and gentlemen, welcome to Turn Right Machine Works. My name is Keith, and this is Sunday Notes 4. Alright, today I have a project. It's a shafting project, but I have a couple unique applications that come into play with this shafting. One is boring out a split coupling. We have a pair of shafts, and we're going to be doing two of these. I actually have one set up in the lathe now. We're going to go over to that in a minute. This is an old sample here, and this one here, the original coupling, was also bored to fit on the shaft. And the reason why is the largest standard bore that comes with this coupling is 2 1/4, and we have a set of 2.5 inch shafts. Now these 2.5 inch shafts are only 7 foot long as well, and we have a pair of 34 inch 4-blade propellers. We're going to have to lap on them, and I'm going to show you how I'm going to set up a 7 foot long shaft in my 8 foot long bed to lap it off the end. But first, let's go ahead and get these set up for boring. Alright, let's get our coupling set up to run in the lathe. The reason why we need to work at setting it up and we can't just go put it in the lathe is because we have a split line running 2/3 or a little better down each side that this coupling clamps to the shaft. Well, we need to maintain the roundness here and be able to clamp onto this with a 4-jaw. So we're going to grabbing 2 jaws here, 2 jaws here. Now we can't squeeze this thing together because then when we let it out of there, it's going to open up and it's going to be spread, and it's not going to have its same grip onto the shaft. So we thought about putting shims in here, and the first thing we're doing is checking to see if we have a shim thick enough to fit in here, and this 1/8 of an inch parallel slides through there with a little bit of play. So we're going to make our own shims to go in there, and we take a pair of snips, and this is banding or strapping material, and we're just cutting some lengths like this. Alright, and we have a handful of those to stick in here. Now we're just going to grab a partial handful here, and I think 6 was what we put in the other one there, and they don't quite fit in here. So we're going to spread this slightly with the wedge. Just give it a tap here and a tap there, and that should open it enough to be able to push in our pack of shims here. And we'll put 6 in on the other side here. Alright, we tap those in here, we tap those in here, and we pull out our wedges. Alright, now the test is, go ahead and put a C-clamp on here, and we're going to squeeze this together, and we're going to see if this comes in any. If it does come in some, then we're going to preload a little more gap into this. We went and found our snap gauges here, and we're just double checking and making sure that we're not coming in any farther than it's reading on the other side there. I'm going to check it in a couple places here. Alright, and we didn't check this side before we put the clamp on it. Okay, it's probably reading about 1,000 smaller than that side there. So we're going to go ahead and we're going to preload a little bit more in here. So I'm going to put the wedges in again, and we're going to pull those out. And then I'm going to slip a couple pieces of paper. This paper here, this notepad paper here is 3.5 thousandths or so. So it should give us just enough in there. slip that between the wad here somewhere. And put it in there. And we'll pull this one out. This is the most important part of this whole setup, besides dialing those two surfaces in perfectly true, or near perfectly true. Now we don't put these all the way in, because when this bore opens up, it's going to come out some. It also comes out, and it actually comes into the bolt holes as an opening, and the shaft is scalloped out for the bolts to pass through, because we're going to be out that large with the diameter of the shaft. All right, now we put the C-clamp back on here and double check this here again. And we want to make sure, of course, the forward jaw is probably going to squeeze a little bit more than that C-clamp in. And that's why I always want to make sure that with the C-clamp I have a little bit plus. Okay, we're +2 now from the nominal, and we're going to be good. That's ready to go in the lathe. Okay, I got you set in here so that you can see the indicators moving or not moving. All right, so we're registering on the register and the face. And I'm going to be happy with that amount of run right there. Now we will be facing this surface here after we mount it on the shaft and it's all complete. Okay, but the register needs to run just like that. And the face is pretty darn close to also. Alright, so we're ready to put the boring bar in here and start removing the material we need to take out of the bore. Okay, I would have shown you how I dialed this in, but I didn't want to brag. Okay, I think we're ready. We're just going to come out here and we're going to touch the side. We know that we have 1/8 of an inch to take out of both sides. Or per side. I know, it's round, okay? I'm talking side. Meaning the depth of my final amount will be 1/8 of an inch, alright? But we are all interrupted cuts in there. I don't want to whack anything out of there, so I'm taking 25 thousandths on the radius there. Okay, both shafts are fit and faced with the couplings, and now we need to lap the two wheels on. So we're going to bring this up high enough to get it up over the compound here. And I can do that. Okay, now we're going to need, that looks pretty good at that end. That's about where I want that wheel, right there, off of there. That'll work out good. This unit here I got loose so that I can slide it out and adjust where we're going to go. Alright, I want to look, make sure taper's all completely out in front of there. Let's just go ahead and we're going to give it like an extra inch right there. Alright, we're going to tighten that down. Tighten this one down here. Now, these have 3-inch female registers. Each one's just a little bit less than a 1/4 inch now, because I think they start out at a 1/4 inch. I cut a wafer about 400 thousandths thick, and I'm just sticking that in here so that it'll match halfway with this one and halfway with this one. And we're going to bring this down to where it's in the steady rest here, because that'll give it near perfect alignment. There we go. All right. And I might move that down there a little bit. All right. I'm going to rotate this around until I get the holes. I'm just going to put a couple holes, bolts through the holes here, and snug those down. I think 2 is going to be enough. The plating on some new nuts sometimes just really gives a slight interference on it. You'd think that would screw right on there, wouldn't you? It would if I wasn't video, alright? Alright, 1 straight across from it. That one screws on a lot easier. Oh, until I said something. Okay, I'm going to get 2 wrenches there. I believe they're 15, 16. Yep. Alright, we're not going to torque these down, but we're going to make sure that they're tight. There's no washers underneath them, so there's a little ridge right there that's kind of interfering, but I think that's holding the flanges together. And we'll let it fly like that. Alright. That one goes on the steady rest. This is our oil. Alright, let's bring this off. Okay. We can go ahead and slide this down a little bit here. Tighten that up. Okay. I'm going to go ahead and indicate the surface right here. I must have swung that around before I tightened it up. Anywho, it will be straight here shortly. It's running so true the indicators are moving and I mean sometimes you see them flickering, but there we go. There we go. Now it's doing that only because I set my wrench down. Alright. There we go. Okay. Okay, let's go ahead. I'm gonna bring you in. Let's come over here. I want you to see how close this is actually running. Okay, that's after I straightened both shafts, fit and face both couplings, and then bolted them together in the lathe just so we can lap the end. But that kind of shows you the importance of having the fit and face on those couplings. Okay. We're going to do a little dressing up on the end of this before we start lapping. This is a very sharp edge right here. Now they let me know that these wheels were loose, and I can see that there were some marks here and there's hardly anything down in here. They also had some problems, and the nuts won't go on here very far, and I can see a little deform of the threads here. They were left sharp, and when they were driving this off, the keyway was stuck in the prop and loose in the shaft. And it ran up here and they rolled these threads over. So we got our easy thread. And no, these aren't for creating and making threads, but these are to remove some metal that's in the way of the rest of your threads performing freely. So we're going to get in here and we're going to remove some of those threads there. And we're going to get these nuts to screw on here. We're going to grab the Scotch-Brite and our sander, and we're going to roll over this edge right here to get this ready for lapping. The first on and off is usually the toughest, because when we come in for the second time, we're going to be setting the strap up a little bit different. We don't need to have the keyway down, because we work the keyway to make the key slide freely through there. All right, let's get a nut on here. Okay, that way, it doesn't come off here when we energize it in the lathe there. You work it, rotate it, pull back so that the lapping compound has a chance to breathe, spread, change locations. Doesn't take long when you first start for it to get dry and time to pull it back off of there, wet it up, put it back on. Alright, this is going to take a while. I hope you enjoyed the little demonstration and trick of shimmying that split line so you can hold on it, dial the face, that register, so you can get them running true. The shaft, the face, has got to be running 100% true. By boring them out that way, doing the key, mounting them on there, fitting face, shows you how true they need to be. Putting the two together in the lathe with a little spacer in between, you can also see how true the faces are actually running, and it gets me out past the lathe here so that I'm comfortable on the lap. Until next time, get it done.